Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Also as well, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day. That is continue to feed the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And I'm also as well, Shalom to the Holy elect that's continue to labor in this work and also do labor to show forth your diligence to make your calling and election sure, in faith, in truth and sincerity, and also in all charity. And this video is going to be centered around this recent article that just surfaced, which is dated October 14th, and this is regarding the military sector of this current society, of America, in which this is pertaining unto the Navy, and in this article also, further proves or further outlines the fact that this man, in which he is Esau Edom, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man, he's tightening his grip on this current system in this society. And he's causing, the people to yield to his whims, and really that's the main agenda of the higher ups of Esau Edom, in which they're putting themselves up and propping themselves up to be like the Most High. That's the main, really the main task or the main objective that they want to accomplish, and they're doing that by way of taking these people's so-called freedoms away, all right, in which, like I always bring out concerning, freedoms that these people claim that they have, really they're not freedoms, they're privileges, all right, because these things that you see around you, these things are, these things are given to the people, all right, because, the higher ups of Edom, they already have, certain things that these people don't have, all right. And these people won't be able to see certain things or to, get their hands on something until, 5, 10, 15 years later, But, going back into the topic of this video, really this is leading up towards the agenda which I mentioned, but also as well, this is leading up towards, the people yielding to accepting this new way of living, and that's why we continually bring out the prophecy in Revelation chapter 13 verse 16 concerning how these people are going to be living their lives here in the near future. Okay, because see, now we're living in a so-called, I don't want to say so-called, we're living in a jabbed society, to where, if you have a person that is not jabbed or, hasn't taken that thing, right, then get punctured and then get bitten by the serpent, then, they look at you as strange, they look at you as a problem, and that's why now you got Kyrie Irving, who is receiving backlash. And, I think there's another person that's a coach. I think he is either Ohio, the college football team in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look it up again. But, you got these athletes and coaches and, people in the entertainment world that are receiving backlash for not taking the jab, And that is what is being pushed here in America. The fact that if you don't take it, then, you're an outsider, you're an outcast, all right? And which that's perfectly fine, because us, as in this truth, in the loop, us who are a part of the hopeful elect, which we, Lord's will, we are a part of the hopeful elect. We're known as the outcasts, and that's the spirit. That's why the Lord said he was going to assemble the outcasts of the nation of Israel. All right, and that's why the elect are not going to get jabbed, man. Okay. And yeah, we are going to be regarded as outcasts, and like I said, that's perfectly fine, man, because we don't share the same viewpoints of these people. All right, we don't conduct our lives to the way that these people conduct themselves, okay? Because the way that they conduct themselves is completely off. It's against the ways of life, which is given by Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right? But I'm going to go ahead and hop into the article I have here. I'm not going to, harp on it or dwell on it too long. Just want to bring out maybe like a paragraph or two, and then, you can read it for yourself. But, and I believe it's reported out through multiple sources. This is only one of them, which is through the official Navy site. Yep, it is. Yep. Through the Navy's website, right? In which the news press that they recently came out with is that the Navy now is setting a timeline and a discharge for the ones that are refusing to take the vaccine or the jab. Okay. So I'm gonna read this little paragraph here. It says with Max 19 or with Crown 19 vaccines now mandatory for all military members, the Navy has announced plans to start processing for discharge those who refuse vaccination without a pending or approved exemption. All right. So in other words, if you don't take the jab, then basically you're out of there. There's going to be no need for any sort of paperwork or any sort of due process. If you refuse it, then guess what? They just take you out of it. They take you off the force. They take you off the ranks. Okay. Let's see. So reading this little paragraph, this is the first paragraph here. It says the Navy's mandate began at the end of August after the release of the Secretary of Defense memo instructing military departments to enact the new jab requirement for the Department of Defense uniformed personnel who are not medically or administratively exempt. All right. So, they're again, this is another step in locking down this whole society. All right. Now, this is again, like I said earlier, this is concerning the military sector. Okay, in which in the military, now they are bringing this about concerning the max, in which if you don't take it, then you're off the ranking. You're no longer allowed to give service to America, in the military. Okay, but this is going to trickle down to your common person. Okay, to the civilians. All right, because really, before they roll anything out, if you notice throughout history, before they roll any sort of major enactment or anything of that nature, they would run it through the military first. So they would have the military, be the first ones to do certain things, and then afterwards, then they'll include the civilians within that. All right. Now, with this being a mandate, all right, it's only a matter of time before they push out, that everybody is required to take the max. That's why certain people are losing their jobs. Certain people are not able to do certain things or go certain places because they're not jabbed. And it's only going to get even more hectic and more hellish as time goes on, man. So, going down just a little bit, I'm going to kind of scroll here. All right, and I want to read this quote here. It says, tragically, there have been 164 deaths within the Navy family due to Crown 19, far exceeding the combined total of all other health or mishap-related injuries and deaths over the same time period, wrote Vice Administrator John Noel Jr. All right, says the Chief of Naval Personnel. It says of those he noted 144 were not immunized. Okay, and that's Spirit 144. It says the vaccination status of the remaining 20 remains undetermined. Okay? So, again, going into this article, this this shows you that this is going to go from the military being forced to take this, all right, and then they're going to force the people, the civilians, to take this as well, okay? And they're doing it underneath the guise of safety. That's why there's the DOD, the Department of Defense, all right? And the Department of Defense includes the JAB, okay? Because the job of the Department of Defense is to protect the I want to say American idea or the American way of life, or basically America in general. Basically protecting this land from outside forces that are threatening this land. Okay, and that's why ultimately it's going to lead down to the path to where they're even going to come up against the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, because this thing of ours is a direct attack, and it's also I don't want to say tragic, but it's also critical in regards to this man's society, because this doctrine that's being published is destroying this man's society from the inside out. And this man sees that, and that's why he's ultimately is going to lead down to where he's just going to come after the elect of the nation of Israel who has this truth. All right? And he's going to do it by any means necessary, whether it's by a false flag or, something that happens and we end up getting blamed for it, in which he has been doing that over the course of time. When certain things happen, you always throw in somebody with ties to Hebrew Israelites, at every turn, man. All right? Because, he tried to do it with, this group called ISIS. All right? Now he's looking for another oust to get us off the highways and byways and to destroy us ultimately. Okay? But that's all I want to bring on this article. Let me go ahead and hop on over to the scriptures, the precepts. This is Revelation chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 12. All right, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." All right, and see, we're the heavens. Okay, we represent the heavens. If you go into the term or the topic concerning heaven, the scriptures explain that there are three types of heavens. Okay, and this is one of them. Okay, and the heavens again represents the hopeful elect, which Lord's will, we're a part of that number. All right, and we are rejoicing in this time, man. We're rejoicing that anything like this comes about, or prophecy is being fulfilled. Okay, because all these things that happen, it's a step closer to the coming of the kingdom of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, everything that happens concerning prophecy, that's just another tick off the clock for us. All right, and it brings us even more closer to our salvation. Okay, but it says here, the devil has a short time. All right, so he's going to come with great wrath. All right, and this is what you're seeing right now, which is article out of many articles and pieces of information that come out concerning what's going on today concerning the Crown 19 and what's to come. This shows you, or Slacky, I'm in transit right now. I'm gonna get through this crazy traffic, but yeah, like I was saying, with everything that's going on concerning prophecy, is another tick off the clock, man, and it brings us even more closer to the kingdom. All right, our salvation. Okay, and this is the first steps towards that. This is one of the very beginnings of this man's wrath. Okay, Even Yahushua said that these are the beginning of sorrows. All right, and Yahushua laid out what was going to happen during that time when we're going to enter into the beginning of sorrows. All right, and these things have been going on for years now. All right, so that just brings a realization that we are really close. Because you really don't. It really doesn't sink in until you actually sit down and meditate on it, and look at the past events, what took place, okay, which leads up to this time now, okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop to the next precept. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 25. It says, "And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand." Okay, you see that? So through the policy, right, through this man's policy, his legislations that he got set up, he's causing craft to prosper in his hand. All right, and that craft is that witchcraft. All right, the deception. All right, because that's what really it boils down to. Okay. Yeah, basically the witchcraft and the deception that this man has put forth. Okay. Because again, like I said earlier, everything is under the guise of peace. Okay. And actually, it says right here. All right, I'm gonna read it again. It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. He shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. All right. So in the name of peace, he destroys everybody and everything. Okay. And that's the same thing he comes with whenever he enters into another land. Tries to communicate his policies or wherever his agenda is diplomatically, but he fails to do that. Okay, why? Because if you look at the beginnings of America and how it was set up, all right, it wasn't set up through diplomatic conversations and meetings, with the top figureheads and leaders of the world. No, America was erected and built off of war. All right, war and bloodshed. Okay, war, bloodshed, and you can add taxation on top of that. All right, and that's how America was built. All right, and actually, the majority of those years that America was built, the majority of it, I say 95% or 95 or 97% of that was occupied by war. All right, there's an article that we always have on hand, in our camp, showing you how many years America has actually been in war versus how many years America has been around. And you can see that, again, 95% of that or 97% of that is occupied by war. All the times where America was being built, all right, and erected. Okay. But again, from the top of verse 25, it says, "And through his policy he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart." And you see that, man. This man magnifies himself in his heart. And that word heart means mind. Okay? And he does magnify himself. He magnifies himself in his heart because through these policies and these legislations that he push out, he thinks to himself that he is like the Most High. Okay? Because why? Because the Most High has his laws set up right since the beginning of time. Okay? And now that this man is in rulership and has the power to make certain policies and laws and put them out there, he went overboard with it. If you look at how many laws this man has versus how many laws the Most High has, this man, the so-called white man, has a multitude of laws that is way more than the laws of the scriptures, the laws of Yahweh Ba'Shemel Shai. All right, and not only that, his laws is a direct attack to life itself. All right, because back in previous kingdoms, you never had a people that was in rulership ever go to the point to where the earth was on the brinks of destruction, on the brinks of extinction, man. Death at every corner. Okay, this is the only kingdom that you see that. All right, where everything that you see is dying, is corroding, is corrupting. All right. And the people are also dying at a alarming rate. All right. Death looms in this current society, man. This current kingdom that's set up is the kingdom of death. Okay. You can clearly see that. But I'm gonna grab this last precept I have. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, and let's see, Slack. I don't know why I took it to the top. I had it posted up. Yeah, I guess I'll look it up again. It's First Maccabees, chapter 1, and we'll start at verse 41. It says, "Moreover, King Antiochus, or Antiochus, wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people." All right, that brings you back to the Tower of Babel, where it says all people are one, and they all spoke one language. All right, that's the same vibration that Esau Edom is coming with, but it's deeper than that, because this man who ruled the Greek and Roman Empire, is back in rulership again, and that same mentality going all the way back to the Tower of Babel up until now, that is being recanted here in America. All right, that's why America is known as Babylon the Great in the Bible. All right, because it comes from that time to where the Lord confounded the languages of the people. All right, that was during the time of the building of the Tower of Babel. That's the reason I was given the name Babel, okay, which means confusion. Okay, so reading on, it says, verse 42, it says, "And everyone should leave his laws, so all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king." All right, and that you see with America, America, it doesn't honor any other sort of people, even though we know that what they're into is off, but it doesn't negate the fact that this man, he pushes his way of living onto the people. All right, which again, is pursuing unto death. Okay, but our people were included in that. All right, where they force our people to leave the laws of our forefathers and follow after their laws. All right, verse 43, it says, "Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath." All right, so this is a part of it, man, where you had our people that were following the words of Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, now they were consenting over to the ways of Esau Edom. All right, and you see that happening again. Our people are consenting to the edicts and legislations of this man. All right, and causing our people to commit a great sin by doing that. All right, because the great, basically, that's breaking the very first commandment that our Lord gave to us, was to love the Lord, our power, with all our heart, soul, and our mind. All right, and the second one is just like it: love thy neighbor as thyself. All right, and love is not your that warm, bubbly feeling that the society teach you what it is. No, the love is according to the Bible, and which is what to keep the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai, to keep His commandments. All right. So again, like I said at the beginning of the video, that's just to show you that we're getting very close to the time to where this man's gonna tighten his grip on the society so much to the point to where he's gonna use excessive force to try to get us lumped in to that same try to get us lumped into it in the hopes to destroy us. All right, but Yahweh Bashemel Shai is gonna make sure that this man fails utterly, man. Okay, and he is gonna fail utterly. All right, because it's written. Okay? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out on that note. Lord's will is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Till next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Ba'ashem Machakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone everywhere to this day. And also Shalom. Peace and safety, salutations to the hopefully elect that's continually laboring his work and also do labor to show forth your diligence to make your call and election sure, in faith, and truth and sincerity, and also in all charity. And with that, go say Shalom.